What's up, guys? So forgot my GoPro again, so I'm just recording this on my phone. Should be mint like last time. So what we got going on today is some slow WRX things, really slow WRX things. So what we got doing? What are we doing, babe?
Like 3 years ago for Christmas, I purchased Aeroflow Dynamics V2 splitters, side skirts and a front splitter. It's supposed to go with my ESC rear diffuser, and the car kind of looks jank with just the carbon front lip and then nothing on the side, and then the big ass diffuser in the back. So yeah, we're gonna be installing the V2 splitters. Why do I keep saying that? V2 side skirts and the V2 front splitter to go along with the other little aero pieces that I have on the car. And then hopefully it'll tie in a little bit better. But
That'll look minty.
yeah, I think the gloss black's gonna look really nice with how aggressive these are, and then the spats on the side of those in gloss black as well, and then everything else is obviously gloss black too. But I'm just so excited because I've literally wanted to have these on for like 2 or 3 years at this point, and then everything kept going wrong with the car and it blew up, so we went towards doing the full build, so the side skirts and stuff just kind of got put off to the side. But I've had them in my possession for like 3 years now, so it's nice to actually get something put on your car for once. But yeah, I'm excited.
So it comes with a bunch of hardware. It comes with self-tapping screws for the sides, the side skirt extensions. What we did for measuring purposes, just took a piece of, I believe, inch painter's tape and just line it up with the end on the front and the back, and we would just line that up with underneath the car, so we cover up the tape completely. So then we'll put a bolt in, remove the tape, and it'll be good. We already test fitted it. It looks pretty minty where it's at right now with you. So this much will be hanging off the car. Looks pretty mint. So we got the car jacked up already, and we'll start throwing them in. All right, guys. So what we ended up doing was the tape idea actually stuck out a little bit, stuck out a little bit too far. So what we did, we just took the tape measure and we just went out about 1.5 inches from the side skirt on both sides. For the back, we could only measure it out to here, but it still worked. The reason why we did it this 1.5 inch way is we wanted the spat to line up with the edge of the tire on the sidewall, because with it out, that it was about 1/2 inch out more, so it just kind of looked a little janky on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop her down and see how she looks. Okay, since now the side's good to go, we'll actually kind of show you how to go through to putting these on, at least how we did. The side skirts are already pre-drilled, so that's actually very nice. The only thing, you just have to drill them up through the underside of the side skirt, which is very easy. It's just side skirt plastic. If you have a drill bit driver, it works a lot better. For the hardware that we got in ours, it's just these 1/4 inch soft tappers. So what we did, got them to work in our drill, and we just throw them up through. So let's get underneath the car. So first step, obviously, you guys want to do is wipe up the underside, get her a little clean.
The side skirts beat the piss already.
Luckily hers are not that dirty because she just had this entire car detailed top to bottom, so she's minty right now. All right, so the next thing to do, slide it up under. It will greatly help to have an extra person for this, and then just slide it up and get your 1.5 inch mark. And then once you have your 1.5 inches, at least for what we did, whatever measurement you want to do, just make sure it's the whole way across. Then we'll we'll go ahead and throw the first screw up in. All right, so we got the first one in up front, and then we went ahead and measured the very back one here. So we'll just go from the back, work our way up front until it is all nice and secure. And there you go, guys. That's all it is to it. It's a good 10-minute install if you have a drill. If not, you can use a ratchet. It's possible. It takes forever, and you know, it's just hard to do. So I'd recommend getting a drill for this. And like I said, it's super easy. And the way we did it was 1.5 inches off the side skirt, measured from right here up on top. And then with these skirts, we measured right about here, right before it started swinging out. So with her tire setup the way it is right now, these line up pretty much perfect with the end of the tire, so it looks good. See if I can get a shot. Looks, as you can see, it lines up pretty damn perfect. So now we'll move on to the splitter. All right, guys, so forgot to record for the front splitter, but you do have to remove the front bumper. It makes it much easier. So what we did, remove the front bumper and set the splitter, or the bumper, on top of the splitter. In the box, you'll be getting a ton of hardware with labeled spacers. You're going to, if you have a aftermarket lip, then you're going to be using these spacers. As you can see here, I already lined number 1 up. They're numbered 1 through 9. So you just start on one end and you just work your way around. So the hardware is just a Phillips screw with a 7/16 wrench, or a 7/16 nut, locking nut. So we'll just go ahead and do 1 through 9 the whole way around. First we're going to do number 1, and we'll do number 9 over on the end. So we'll get them installed and show you guys how it looks. All right, so here is number 1 and number 9 installed. Now what we're going to do is flip the bumper upside down here and continue installing everything else. We'll show you the final outcome after we put everything together. All right, guys, so here we go. Front splitter installed 100%. Bumper up on. She looks pretty mint. All right, guys, so after putting these spats and the splitter on, what we got, another thing is OneUpLighting's Underglow X. I bought this for her for Christmas last year.
That was
Valentine's Day. It was forever ago. This is actually I don't know if I have any videos of it on the Evo or not, but this is the same kit that I bought for the Evo. It's pretty easy install, and I just like it because they're fully addressable. So meaning you can have like flow patterns. It doesn't I think it's every 3 LEDs can be a different color. So these can be red while these can be green. So it works for like cool flow patterns. So I'm gonna go ahead and finally throw this on the car as well and show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. They got 3M tape for everything, and install. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so first things first with this OneUpLighting kit is you're going to want to scan this QR code here, and it will take you to LED lamp. It's iOS and Android, or you just download LED lamp. Once you're in the app, then a LED DMX will pop up. So mainly, the reason why I say to do this first is that way once you scan this and have the app installed, you can tuck this box away wherever you want to put it. So now that app is installed on her phone, you want to find where you're going to run your positive and your ground. So I'm going to be running my positive right here, and I'm just going to run the ground straight to the negative side of the battery since, well, yeah, I think that's just going to be the easiest just for wire cleanup. I would put it here, but I don't think it'd work very well. So we're just going to run it right there and just run everything right down through this wire harness here and try to run everything down up over there. All right, guys, so once you run the power up real quick, plug in the strips. I just have one plugged in because I know they both work. And then go ahead and make sure that it works, obviously. And then in the app here, once you open up the app, hit the 3 little lines up there. It should come up with the device connected. And then once you can get out of that, there we go. So you get out of that, we'll do this. And from here, you can go ahead and change. Oops. So notice that it's blue. We have it on blue, but it's green. So there's a way that you can change how they're set up to make sure that they're actually the right color. So we'll go ahead and try to figure that out. All right, so if you're having that issue that we were having where the colors don't quite line up, what I did, I hit this little settings thing up in the corner here, went to setting, and I changed it to blue, red, green, white. If that doesn't work for you, then just go in here, just pick a color, like pick your blue, and you go in there and just keep hitting confirm until all the colors line up correctly. But there's also a bunch of modes that you can have on these as well. Like the forward dreaming is actually like one of my favorite ones, just because it does like a rainbow effect. And you got the 7 colors. Like there's an absolute ton of different options to choose from on here. You got like these running ones and forward yellow, cyan. I forget how many options. There's 210 options to have on here. A lot of these will look better once they're actually installed in the car. You can also change the speeds and the brightness. If I can select it.
You want to see real speed, bitch?
So there's lots of options to mess around with, but mainly just for this sake, make sure that it actually works. You can also set up custom options as well, but we'll go over that more once it's actually installed in the car. All right, guys, so to continue the Underglow installation we got here, I did complete the passenger side minus just kind of zip tying the first power line, or yeah, the main power line going up in. I'll tuck that away once I figure out exactly where the box is going to go. But for this, the OneUpLighting, the only complaint I have about this is each side is all one piece. Like it would have been nice if they had one of these connectors in between each like strand of LEDs, because the only thing that's annoying about this is any way you route it, you have to start from the back and run it through and then run all the LED, all the wire through that spot and just like snake it through. If it would just have the connectors, you can just line everything up and then run just the wires where you want it. So since I have that side done, I'm just going to kind of show you real quick how we did this. So plug the power in, I ran the end of the LED down through the engine bay up here, and for our purposes, since this is a built car, we do not want any of the LEDs on the actual bumper itself, since the bumper comes on and off all the time. So the solution to that was to mount the strips to the lower rad support here, nice and secure. They aren't really going anywhere. And I ended up drilling 2 holes over here on the wheel well, just to give it another point. On her WRX here, there's nice 2 little holes here, so we can kind of tuck this up in there or something like that. And before bringing around the side, I ran it up through, which I believe is the ABS, sensor line, and up over towards the brake line, just to try to keep it tucked up, pushed up against the firewall or the frame here, to keep it out of the way of the axles and the wheels. So next, what I'm going to do is just try to keep the wire nice and tight up in here, and we'll be able to go down to the side piece. Alright, so got the side skirt one on completely. As you can see, all I did, this is just 3M taped up on here, on the tape that's already on the back of the LED strips. And it does come with these little U-channel brackets that you can install for, you know, an extra measure. They're not bad. I would recommend at least putting, if you're just doing tape, I would recommend putting like at least one on each of the ends. So that's all there is to that. The side skirt's usually pretty easy since it's just a long straight piece. And now next we'll be running all this wire somewhere up in through here, just like we did up front, to stay away from everything. Alright, so here it is all done. Got everything nice and snug up in here. And for her rear, since she has this monstrous diffuser here, instead of cutting holes into the side of the diffuser or into each fin to illuminate the entire back, we ended up just running the strip up the one side of the diffuser here, and we ended up having to snip some of it off because it kind of came out a little bit about out to here. So make sure if you are snipping these are waterproof, so make sure you there's a cap on the end that you can pull out with a little bit of elbow grease, and just take a little bit of some sort of sealant, squirt some in there, throw that cap in there. That way you don't get any water into where you cut it at. But that is the end result with that installation. Alright, so here it is, all said and done, guys. 6 splitter install, and a good old side skirt with the old razzle dazzle underglow izzle, which looks mint. So here you guys go, and maybe we might take her for a spin today, maybe a spin tomorrow. What do you say? Spin today?
My boobs are out.
Oh. Well, see you guys later on that note. Peace. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Figured we stop at the mall here real quick, give her a nice little drive, and finally see the new Aero in the sun, which is mint. So she's looking good. Are you happy, babes?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no dents. It's a race car. All right, guys. Well, that'd be it. You guys see you around.